welcome back to our ignorant sports talk. Name TBD still at the moment. We're working on it. Again, I'd like to introduce you all to Phil, Panky, Figs, and Jack. And
What's up?
I am Giuliano, your moderator. Now, today's first topic of discussion, given the upcoming release of the Michael Jordan documentary series, we would like to take a look back at the 96 Bulls and how they would fare against some of the competition of the following years.
Jordan behind the back to beat for Cristiano. Right at Wingate. What a move.
Oh, the fly pattern to Michael Jordan on the catch, realizing he had a defender there, able in midair to collect himself, go behind his back, and gather himself and still finish the play. A spectacular Michael Jordan play.
A little bit of everything.
Michael would score at will on the perimeter.
Perfect basketball. The Bulls have a 15-point lead.
The pass by Dennis Rodman, who's been doing everything here in the third. This has just become a clinic for Chicago at the basket.
The Chicago Bulls have won the 95-96 NBA championship.
Never written this season. No one predicted it as much as you guys tried to be predictive. We couldn't have predicted it early, but things work in mysterious ways.
So our first question will be, which team of the past 2 decades, as a dark horse contender, do you think would have beaten that 96 Bulls team? Give me 1 or 2 teams, and whoever would like to start, go right ahead.
Wait, as a dark horse, or just as a?
Well, give me 1 favorite and 1 dark horse.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with the favorite. Would have been the 2013-2014 Spurs. Good team to beat the Bulls.
Ooh,
Wow, very. I like that. I like that pick.
Dark horse, Sacramento Kings.
Wow.
Okay.
White chocolate?
From which year?
Year.
Was that
whatever
01,
your
02?
bloody debuts
01, 02?
were.
Baby Christie. Yeah.
Asia.
Yep.
Bloody.
01-02 Kings. Very interesting. Okay.
That was one I was thinking about also. Great picks.
All right, who's up next?
What's your other pick, Panky?
Well, in terms of a modern day team, I think one of the obvious choices is like the Kevin Durant Warriors, the Kevin Steph, the Hampton 5-1. They would just shoot the lights out.
Oh yeah.
But that one I sort of put an asterisk on, because if they did it in the classic, if they did it in the 90s, it would be much different. But if they did it in the modern rules, it'd be a blowout kind of a thing, I think, or it would be Warriors for sure. The dark horse team, I was thinking about it, and this is more of what I would want to see, because they were a dark horse NBA champion when they won. I want to see the 2011 Mavericks play the 96 Bulls. I want to see, because my whole thing is that, like, to beat that team, you would need presence up front, and I would love to see somebody try to stop Dirk on that team.
No one's stopping Dirk.
And then they have Rodman, obviously, as the grit, and then the Mavericks have Tyson Chandler, and I would be happy to see Dennis Rodman and Tyson Chandler fight things out on the court.
Yeah, that would be smooth.
So those are my 2, the Hampton 5 and the 11 Mavericks.
All right. Figs, what do you got? What are you thinking?
For favorite, I know Shaq probably came out and said this earlier this week, but I think any Lakers team from 2000 to 2003. I think they would have been able to beat the Bulls simply because who's guarding Shaq? You know what I mean? Like,
so Kobe,
Dennis Rodman couldn't
Kobe
guard him.
Shaq Lakers?
Oh, yeah. And then, I really feel like that Kobe would have gave Jordan fits. Actually, they played in 98, and the Lakers won by like 25-plus points. You know what I mean? So that kind of gives you an idea of what would have happened. You know what I mean? As for a dark horse team, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Panky. I was thinking the same thing. The 2011 Mavs. You know what I mean? That team was a lot more stacked than people remember. You know what I mean? Dirk was the only superstar, but they had a lot of really good role players that I think would have gave the Bulls some trouble. You know what I mean? I don't know if they would have beat them, but they could have probably took them to 7. It would be interesting to see, though.
It'd be a lot of fun. Because, I mean, I don't know who would guard Jordan because Sean Marion and Jason Kidd were on the outs when they were on the team. But yeah, I just want to see it's not the issue. No one's stopping Jordan. It's just who can keep up or who can slow things down. And I think Dirk would give them fits.
Yeah, and they did have Deshaun Stevenson too, so he could have gave Jordan some fits.
Oh man,
Jack.
There's only one team that we should focus on.
Oh no.
It's easy.
I already have it written down, bro.
I don't even know why it's a discussion. No, it's the 04 Pistons.
Yeah,
Greatest basketball team of all time. By far the greatest basketball team of all time. They're the team that had the defense that could actually stand up in that era. Because if we're comparing different eras, obviously Splash Brothers, if we're playing now, they're going to, Golden State would have killed the Bulls. But back in that era, if we're going back there, I think the 04 Pistons, I think they could take them. Another kind of maybe more favorite pick is those Spurs. The early Kawhi years, later Tim Duncan years, Spurs. I think they could have played the Bulls. I think Kawhi's defense. I think he could have obviously not stopped Jordan, but I think he could have, at least done something there.
Yeah,
man, their field goal percentage was crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kawhi shooting 51% in the playoffs. Tony Parker 49%, Manu 44%, Boris Diaw 50%, and Tim Duncan 52%.
Wow.
Yikes.
That team was disciplined, defensive, smart, high IQ player. That was a great team. It's a shame that they didn't do more, but other people like LeBron and Steph Curry exist.
Oh yeah, true.
It's because of Zaza Pachulia.
There's a couple teams I'm surprised no one's mentioned. One, I don't think there's any LeBron-led team amongst your picks.
Nope.
But, I don't know if y'all just think that's too easy to pick.
No, I got an argument for that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's hear it here. Let's hear the hot take, man.
Wait, first, are you thinking Cavs or Heat LeBron?
Heat LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be the Heat LeBron.
Yeah, it'd have to be the Heat LeBron. So, like, the 2012-2013 Heat, either Jordan can guard Wade or LeBron. Same thing with Scottie Pippen. So they just cancel those two out.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman is on Bosch. That's a physical matchup. Ron Harper on Mario Chalmers.
You know what? I don't think Jordan could guard LeBron at all. And Scottie might be able to guard Wade, but I don't think Jordan can guard LeBron. My problem with that team is I think the Bulls were just deeper. You know what I mean? So when LeBron went to the bench and Wade went to the bench, it's like it's over. You know what I mean? Like they're just not deep enough.
Yeah, and
Let's
then
you got Tony.
Birdman. Let's not forget about Birdman.
Man, that's Luke Long's matchup, bro.
No, Rodman would have bullied Bosch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely bullied.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see that Steve Kerr versus Ray Allen.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice.
Yeah, and also Tony Kukoc and Shane Battier just battling at the small forward.
Yeah.
Oh, Kukoc would have destroyed him.
I got a little question about this documentary that's airing. There was some quotes about whether or not it's going to change people's perception of Jordan. How are you guys feeling on that? Do you think people are going to start hating Jordan? He's going to seem like a dick or something?
It's not going to change. It's not going to change people's minds. It's not, because it's already set in stone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about Jordan. A lot of people need knee pads when you talk about this topic because they're just groupies. So, yeah, I mean, people's perception, like Panky said, it's not really going to change. I mean, those that really pay attention know that he wasn't the best teammate. He wasn't the best guy off the court, but like you said, he can really do no wrong in a lot of people's eyes. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to change either.
Yeah, I don't think the documentary's going to reach the amount of people that already have an opinion on Jordan because his brand is bigger than basketball.
Definitely.
Right?
Very true.
There's people who never watched a basketball game that just know the name Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to watch this documentary. So I think in the greater scheme of things, might just be a fraction.
This is where, for me, it's going to reinforce a lot of things about Jordan. Like, just aside from being a ridiculous talent and work ethic and stuff like that, that he wasn't as crystal perfect as everyone says. And when it comes to like the GOAT debate that always gets thrown around, and it's already happening because of this documentary again, that's where, for me, if you're asking me about who a GOAT is, a big chunk of it is also off the court stuff with me. Because my three in the GOAT conversation is LeBron, Jordan, and Kareem. And if you look at Kareem and LeBron off the court compared to Jordan off the court, they've done so much more stuff off the court positively than what Jordan has done.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying like Jordan is like a super villain off the court, but it's like LeBron and Kareem have been like openly active in the community and stuff like that for different causes and stuff like that, social rights, social justice, all that stuff. So like,
I think
that stuff weighs a lot for me as well. And it's just going to reinforce how different of a breed those two guys were compared to Jordan.
I think that brings up a good point, because if we're talking about that, then we just saw, a couple months ago, the outpouring from the world over all the things and all the people that were touched by Kobe. So does that put him in that discussion now because of that? I don't want to say because he died, but because we saw clearly the effect that he had on the world. Like, that has to put him in that conversation.
I think it does.
Yeah.
He's in my discussion. Yeah, he definitely. I think for me, it's like Panky said, Kareem is there. Of course, you got to put Jordan there, LeBron, and Kobe. And, with Kobe, I think it's a lot of on-the-court stuff as well as the great things that he did off the court. You know what I mean? But I actually sat down and watched a video of Jordan's top 50 plays and Kobe's top 50 plays. And I don't know. In my opinion, Kobe's were way more impressive. You know what I mean? I feel like he had a lot more defense in his face than Jordan did. Not to say Jordan didn't score on great defenses, but, Kobe was a better bad shot maker, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was really nothing you could do with him. So, yeah, I mean, for me, Kareem, Jordan, LeBron, I feel like they all have a valid argument off the court and on the court.
What skewed me with the Kobe and Jordan thing, and this shouldn't really cloud my vision on comparing the two, is I got sick and tired of hearing that like Kobe was like a clone of Jordan or like he was a copycat of Jordan. It got to the point where like that started like taking things off my comparison, where I'm like, how can you be better than somebody if you're considered to be a clone of that guy or a copy of that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just something that, like, obviously it's not his control. It was never his control or anything. But it was just like I got tired of hearing that. Oh, he's just like Jordan. He's a copy of Jordan. It's like, okay, that's not. Anyway,
LeBron is a more unique player. Like, I mean, unique as in different than Jordan, different style.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to bring it back to this 96 Bulls real quick, because there's one more team that I'd like to get your thoughts on if they went head-to-head with them. And that's the 08 Celtics.
Interesting.
Because you got those four Celtics players going against the kind of three-headed monster on the Bulls. What do you guys think is going to happen?
It's going to be a close one.
KG and Rodman are going to kill each other.
Yes.
Quite literally, I think.
Yeah. Then you have Ray Allen versus Kerr and Kukoc, basically.
Yeah.
What happens with Paul Pierce, though, man? I don't know.
Yeah, where do you put?
I don't know. I think Scotty shuts him down. Honestly.
Yeah, Scotty will shut him down.
I don't think he has it. I don't think Rondo contributes in the way that you need him to in that matchup.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. I think it'll be a close series, but I would say like the Bulls could pull it off in 6 or 7 against the Celtics.
Yeah.
I think that. I think it'll be over in 5, honestly.
There's a big hole there mismatch-wise.
Yeah.
All right. Now.
Oh, I've got one more team. One more team for the 96 Bulls.
Hit me with it.
The 19 expansion Raptors, 96 Raptors could take the Chicago Bulls because they beat them in that season. Never forget the expansion Raptors beat the 96 Bulls.
Yes, they did.
And that's
Listen,
a Raptors history moment right there. Big highlight.
that's
In the
at
Sky Dome
Dome.
too, for crying out loud.
Listen, if all the stars lined up, maybe. I don't know.
If by all the stars you mean a meteor hits the Chicago Bulls team.
Yeah.
All right. Now for the inverse. Give me a conference finalist of the past 2 decades that will easily get swept by the Bulls, the 96 Bulls.
All right, so I'll give one East, one West.
Okay.
So from the East, the 03 New Jersey Nets
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
will get swept easily.
Mhm.
And the 2018 Rockets.
Oh, yeah. Without a
Ooh.
question.
Wow.
Without a question.
Really?
Yeah, just matchup-wise and chemistry-wise, Rockets didn't have it to go all the way to the finals.
Mhm.
And then
But
up against
you think a sweep?
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you guys are gonna be mad at me for one of these picks, but
Here we go.
my first pick is the 09 Orlando Magic. Yeah, I think they would have got swept.
Yeah.
There would have been nothing they could do. My
Yeah.
second pick, y'all ain't gonna be the happiest, but I gotta go with the 2016 Raptors, man.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, the 2016.
Right.
Yeah, 2016 Raptors.
Okay.
I mean, they pulled out 2 games in that series. I think they could pull at least one. But that's just me being an optimist. So
Nah.
I don't know. Those 2 games were because of Drake, man. Like Drake wouldn't have been there.
hey, we still got Drake if we're going against the Bulls.
Yeah.
I could see
He's
that
part of
horribly.
that 16 Raptors.
I could see that horribly backfiring where Drake gets in Jordan's ear all game, and it's just like, no, Drake, stop, and then bang,
Oh,
bang,
yeah.
bang.
Yeah, it's gonna turn out to be like Reggie Miller and Spike Lee.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
can say for sure is if that game in hypothetical ever actually were to happen, Drake's going to walk onto the court with a hoop earring in.
Oh,
no.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
All right, Jack.
Team that could beat them. I'm saying a team that would get swept. Sorry. Pacers. The Pacers. Back-to-back.
Yeah.
2013, 2014 Pacers.
Verticality.
I think they would have I don't think they were that great.
Fair enough.
Simple
Yeah.
enough.
And Pinky?
For me, it would be the 2014, 2015 Atlanta Hawks.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
They caught lightning in a bottle, but there wasn't really star power on that team. Like Paul Millsap, with all due respect to him, isn't gonna.
Korver doesn't shoot them to one win?
Hell no.
No, because Kerr is the older version of Korver.
Pretty much.
I kind of thought the easiest pick would be last year's Trailblazers.
Oh, wow.
Because they got swept by Golden State without Durant, in which they were leading 3 out of 4 of those games by double digits. So I think you put them against that 96 Bulls, a guard-heavy team is just not going to cut it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree. I want to say I love Lillard. I want to say he'd give them a game, but I agree with you, Jigs.
Also, that Portland team was banged up getting to that conference final.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too. Yeah, last year's playoffs, as fun as they were to watch, there was a lot of banged up teams getting through.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
All right,
Yeah,
so real
I
quick.
feel bad for Lillard, man. That guy, that team could have been amazing a few different times.
Oh yeah.
I know. Poor guy.
Real quick, what team do you guys think would crush that 96 Bulls team all time? Any team all time. What team you think would crush them?
Crush the Bulls? What team would crush the Bulls?
Yeah, I got a couple of mine. What do you guys think?
I like Phil said it. I really liked that 01-02 Sacramento team because they were on fire. If it wasn't for a buzzer beater, I would love to see prime Peja go toe to toe with Kerr. That'd be a beautiful 3-point shooting matchup.
Right.
I don't know. I got to say 17-18 Warriors, man.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's especially if they're playing modern NBA rules, I just don't see the Bulls keeping up.
Yeah.
It's over.
Such a boring pick, but you're right.
It is a boring pick, but honestly, I think it's the most accurate.
Yeah. Last year's Raptors would have smoked them. Smoked them.
Yes.
I love it. To keep the energy.
Would have been a slaughter.
Man, Phil?
I'm sticking with the Sacramento Kings. Just matchup wise, everyone in their prime would have been a great matchup. And then like, I don't think Luke Longley or whatever center the Bulls had would have been a good matchup against Vlade at that time, as I'm saying it.
Vlade.
And then also you had like Doug Christie, again, that shooting matchup with Peja and Steve Kerr. They were just on fire.
Mike Bibby.
Yeah. I don't think Ron Harper could have taken
we
Mike
gone this
Bibby.
whole time without talking about Chris Webber, though?
Sorry, what about Chris?
Yeah.
I feel like we've mentioned the Kings like 20 times and haven't said Chris Webber once.
No, Chris Webber. Yeah, well, obviously you can't say those teams without Chris Webber. That'd be interesting. Him versus Rodman.
Yeah,
that would be something.
Yeah, I think that would have been a great matchup, actually. Yeah,
It would have.
All right. So let's wrap the NBA talk and shift gears real quick to the NFL. We got the draft coming up in under a week's time. So to close out today's show, give me your most anticipated draft pick, something you hope to see or are excited to see, a certain team pick up a certain player.
I honestly just want to see where Tua's gonna go, man. Like I don't really have an idea where he's gonna be drafted yet. I don't think anybody does, but I kind of want to see where Tua's gonna go. Something says Dolphins, you know what I mean? But I don't know. That to me, that's the most interesting part of the draft right there. Seeing where
would you like to see him go?
I would like to see Tua go to Miami. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of the Dolphins sucking ass, bro. I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of them being terrible. And with Tom Brady out of that division, I think it's time for other teams to start, getting better. So the Dolphins, I think, would be cool.
I agree. My dad's a Dolphins fan, and I'm so tired of feeling bad for him every season. It hurts to watch him watch a quarter of a game and just give up.
The Matt Moore games.
Man.
It's bad when a Cowboys fan feels bad for another fan.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yep.
Oh man.
The quarterback situation is very interesting. That's one of the things I'm curious to see because it's there's no given where Tua, Herbert, or Love go after Burrow goes number one.
Yeah.
I mean, my bias is I would love to see New England draft a quarterback in the first round, but I don't know what the plan is on that team anymore. I'm very confused. It's a bit of an existential crisis, but the quarterback situation I think is one of the most interesting things in this draft.
How is that? How is that? Like, I know it must be terrible being a Pats fan. He's like 10 minutes for you where you've been sad.
Yeah.
Must be really shitty.
I think what I hope to see is New England trade up to a top 5 pick and draft Tua.
Wow. That would be amazing.
Hell would freeze over if that ever happened.
Right?
That because I'm bracing myself for another trade out of the first round thing again.
Yeah. We got what, the 20th?
They can't draft first round players.
Nothing like waiting 3 hours that it's like, oh, New England's traded out of the first round. It's like, oh, okay. TV off, going to bed.
Oh man.
I want to see Tua go somewhere that needs a quarterback that is one of the more boring teams. Like personally, I'm sure you guys agree. Like we all love football. The teams that suck, they make for bad games. You don't want to watch those games. And one thing I'm worried about, at least the Dolphins, at least they have Fitzpatrick. He's entertaining. He's like on TV.
That's true.
But the Chargers without Phillip Rivers could be one of the most boring teams we've ever seen.
I think they're boring with them.
Tua, maybe they're exciting again right away.
Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad pick at all.
Yeah, I think either Tua or Justin Herbert go to the Chargers if what I hope doesn't happen. So I think 5 and 6 would go quarterbacks back to back.
if they don't draft the quarterback, I'm going to be shocked because they don't have Melvin Gordon anymore on top of that. So you're relying on Austin Eckler as your number one back, who is a very good back. I like Austin Eckler, but you're relying on him and then an injury-prone Keenan Allen. You need somebody to dish that ball out. Tyrod Taylor, he needs a better run game behind him to thrive.
Yeah.
If they don't get a quarterback, then Austin Eckler is going to be a beast next year.
Yeah,
absolute monster.
So with all the talk about quarterbacks in the early first round, who do you think is most likely to be a bust, and who do you think is most likely to be an immediate impact?
Ooh. I think
regardless of their team, because we obviously don't know what situations they're going to land, but just based on the player.
We're talking just quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, just of the quarterbacks.
I think it's Herbert for a bust for me, and Burrow for an immediate impact. I think Joe Burrow's an NFL ready quarterback. I think he's walking into a situation where they're just going to give him the offense, and I think he's going to be, he's going to have a few bad games. We're going to say, oh, maybe he's bad, maybe he's not. Then he's just going to be a decent, steady quarterback. But Herbert, I don't know. I haven't seen enough. I know he has a lot of college tape. I haven't seen personally anything that's really told me he's going to be superstar level. I think he's going to be that classic good, but maybe he's just a backup, career backup. Who knows?
Herbert is an interesting case because I've watched a few Oregon games this year because I like Oregon football, and the history of Oregon quarterbacks is not a pretty one. So for my sake, I hope he does well wherever he goes. But that's the Pac-12 quarterbacks are really hit and miss. I don't know why, because they all do spread offenses for the most part. That's the whole West Coast thing.
Pac-12 defenses are shit.
Yeah, and I think Burrow going to the Bengals, I think he's in the best chance to succeed because he's going to have a healthy AJ Green, but assuming Joe Mixon doesn't hold out of his contract negotiations, he'll have a good running back to take the load off as well. But I think just because of that, he'll be the most impact because he's in a better situation with offensive weapons.
I hate this. Last year or whatever, was it last year, year before? No, I had Baker Mayfield, quarterback I like, joining my division against the Ravens. Bullshit. And now Joe Burrow, a quarterback I also like, joining the division against the Ravens. And I hate it because I like both these dudes, but now pretty much fuck them because they're going to lose, and I hope they lose.
This guy.
Oh, man. For a bust, I got to go Herbert, too. But, quarterbacks, it's very tricky, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure everybody thought Daniel Jones was going to be a bust.
Oh, here we go.
He is.
We saw how that turned out, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think Burrow is definitely going to have an immediate impact. You know what I mean? Like you said, playing with AJ Green, playing with Mixon. That kid is special, man. I think it's easily going to transcend into the NFL. You know what I mean? Barring injury, I think he could possibly be the next Dan Marino, man. I don't know.
Wow.
To me,
wow.
Bold, very bold.
Well, I think I hear my dad's turn.
I can go next just for draft predictions if we finish with those. For me, the draft, what I'm looking forward to the most in terms of picks is where are these wide receivers going to go? Mm-hmm. Like I think, and it's been talked about a lot. There's some special wide receivers in this draft, and I think it's, I personally, I think there's as many as 5 like franchise wide receivers, and that can really change the league. So I'm curious where those guys are going to go. Maybe Philly gets one. Maybe suddenly they're very competitive. Maybe one of them goes to Miami with Tua and suddenly they're great. So maybe like New York actually is good. Who knows, the Jets. But I don't know. So I think that those wide receivers, though, like someone who's not getting as much love is T. Higgins. Everyone's talking about Judy. Everyone's talking about Ruggs. And everyone's talking about, what's the other guy? CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. But T. Higgins is a monster. And some team's going to get him probably in the second round and just have an absolute stud. Not the Giants. Fuck that.
Also Thaddeus Moss on top of that also.
Yeah. There's a bunch, though. The draft is so deep with that. You got Pittman from USC is amazing. Mims from Baylor is amazing. There's a bunch. Brandon Ayuk, Arizona State. There's a bunch of amazing receivers. So
I'm going to be surprised if all those guys make an impact because big-time receiver, like early-round receivers are so hit and miss.
Yep.
I mean, that can be said for any draft pick, but, like, big-name receivers in the draft are, like, really, like, you don't know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
I
have this theory that and I think I probably shared it with you guys before, where you can guess someone's success partially based on how cool their name is, right? How cool, how marketable, how cool their name sounds. And we got some serious ones this year. We got Jerry Jeudy, we got CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, and T. Higgins. Those are all-star names, and they're all going to be all-stars within 3 years. Just watch.
Ooh. Wow.
Nice take.
All right.
Any other draft predictions?
I want to see. Okay, there's two things I want to see. I want to see if the rumors are true that Detroit wants to trade the third-round pick, or they're entertaining offers, and if so, who moves up to number 3. But more importantly for me, I want to see whether or not Washington screws things up at number 2.
So yeah, obviously they're Washington.
Because yeah, exactly. Who trusts Washington to take Chase Young at number 2? Right? Like honestly, I just want to see it because there are a few teams that I would trust less than the Washington football team.
That team needs a rebranding, man. That team's dead.
I don't know. Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. I mean, Ron Rivera might make things better, but I don't know.
That was the best coach they could have hired. The only man that can save them right now.
Yeah. I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I can't complain about 2 wins a season. So.
You got any more?
All right, I guess are we gonna call it there? Anyone got anything they want to say? Throw into the mix.
I want to see how the NFL pulls this off online. This draft online.
The what?
How the NFL pulls this draft off all online.
Ooh,
that's gonna be interesting. Very interesting.
Because I could foresee there being massive technical problems or some sort of communication error involving picks or draft time or something. Yeah. Unless they do it on like a delay. But
I think
I don't know, man, as long as they get better quality cameras than the NBA, because that horse tournament was tough to watch.
Terrible.
Terrible. What was that? That was terrible.
Why did it seem like they had like flip phones, like
Nokia,
2005 man. Cell phone cameras, like.
Bro. What I don't understand was why was the setup a laptop strapped to a pillow on a ladder? Like they all did the same thing. Were they told to do that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, yeah, just put the laptop on the ladder with a pillow. If it falls, we'll send you a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they're sending film crews over.
At least they're trying. Like, this is just such a crazy situation. It's like you want to bring sports back, but it's obviously not the most important thing right now. But at least they're trying to do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that celebrity golf tournaments are actually all right. That's a good idea. Where they're like Peyton, what they said, Phil and Tiger with Peyton and Tom Brady or something.
That will be fun. I think that'll be funny.
Pairing up like other athletes with golfers. I think that'd be actually entertaining.
Yeah, that would be. Definitely would be.
Move everyone to a bubble. Let them play the season. Nah, it can't happen.
Well, I mean, the UFC literally tried to get an island where they just do fights. It's the freaking scenario of Mortal Kombat, for crying out loud.
Dana White is trying so hard to just ignore this virus.
He's trying to be Dr. Evil.
Oh man, he just wants money, man. This guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Why don't they just go to their UFC facility in Nevada?
Well, now they can't even get fighters because the Khabib fight got canceled because he's in Russia and he can't travel, obviously. But it's ridiculous. And Dana White wants to become a supervillain with his own secret lair for cage fighting.
That would be sick, though. If you had the money, would you not want that? That's what oh man.
All right. So with that, we're gonna call it a wrap. Thank you for tuning in,
bow ties off,
listeners, And we'll be back at the end of the week with a recap on the NFL draft and some more talk about the offseason moves. And with that, stay safe, stay ignorant, guys.